He was the above. He was the above
also.
Really?
Yeah.
At that time?
Waking up at 5. In fact, arriving though ana waking up at 5. So ulikuwa naona during kwani squeezy DP, I mean squeezy Gachagua day in the morning walk. What happened?
There's no enough security bana. They're all over the place.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Man, hey, 23 boys alikuwa anatembea hapo
at the foot of Mount Kenya drinking water with hands.
Anasema Raila Odinga ataifika State House.
Hadi nimeweka mitego kila mahali.
Yeye kazi yake ilikuwa kuweka mtego. Do you think kuweka mtego ilikuwa orders from above?
Of course hiyo ni kuongea so that that is talking in favor of your senior. So that your senior on
no the senior was not even
protected, like you have a good supporter.
The main political aim of Rigathi Gachagua was fighting Raila. Only
that's
yake ilikuwa Raila only.
Really?
Man, it's true because at one point alikuwa amesema like akiwa still in government alikuwa anasema Raila Odinga hawezi kuwa anabaki anasumbua watu kila siku, it's just Odinga family in opposition, Odinga family and after ametolewa kwa government alikuwa anasema aim yake ni kuensure Raila Odinga is out of opposition.
That was the main aim,
and that's why Gachagua every time anapata privilege akiona tu press akipata tu I mean akiwa kwa convoy yake ana address that one because he needs that but he lacks it because ana defend sana Murima. Is not defending Kenyans. Akienda course mtamshabikia but nothing will touch on you.
Kumbuka Gachagua akichaguliwa alikuwa na fight zile pombe haramu. But akaambiwa hiyo kazi si yake ni adio. So akabakisha kazi moja kufight His Excellency Raila Odinga.
Lakini alikuwa anapenda fight against kufanya kazi ya dio because he was once a dio, right? Alikuwa na miss job.
But you know when you talk about illicit brews in the Mount Kenya region, it's a very serious problem over there.
Serious, but
Muratina ni amongst them.
Muratina is not really.
It's
one of them, yes.
Mount Kenya pia wanapikanga changa.
Changa
wako nazo. Changa is one of them, right?
But this is the thing, with Muratina is not the problem. Muratina hata si strong sana. Ni kama juo. But but now when you drink, like now when your core business now is drinking when you wake up in the morning is drinking, there's food kwa shamba, everything is over there.
But remember,
so when you wake up in the morning all you do is drink a lot. There's a problem. You consume a lot of time drinking, there's a problem.
Also that's happened in the city.
But that's not the role of Rigathi Gachagua to fight those people.
But it's like
but I think alikuwa na defend watu upendo wa wananchi wenyu, watu wa kwenyu.
The role of a deputy president is to oversee what the president is doing.
The president, right? We know that.
Maybe Gachagua made a mistake somewhere and maybe he's learning from all this.
It's too late.
It's too late, yes.
Toki bana,
alafu it's not too late bana.
Angoje 2027 ama 2032. But unajua kitu possibility yenye iko ni maybe Gachagua is already next government, not as a DP but akotuna kachio.
Which next government?
Bana mimi nakwambia opposition wata chief, nimekuambia the opponents of the opposition is opposition themselves, not even President William Ruto. There is one powerful opposition chief, either Rigathi Gachagua or Kalonzo Musyoka, who is going to betray the opposition. Kalonzo. Remember, Rijiji akona 400 million votes. Remember that. Kalonzo Musyoka akona 3 meters votes. Sasa kila mtu akona superiority. Kumbuka Kalonzo Musyoka bado watu wa Nyanza anategemea, watu wa Nyanza amepatia Nyanza mkono mara ngapi? Mara 3. Course bado anategemea. Sasa yeye pia anasema, "Hey chief, mimi niko na wait kuwa president." Rigathi venye sahi kila mtu akisikia tu one term ni Rigathi.
No, I don't think Kalonzo is in a position
Kalonzo
to be.
is just a watermelon. You can never predict. You can never predict.
That's why nawaambia.
Kalonzo has shown a loyalty.
But hakuna,
there will be some
been loyal to Raila.
There will be some big surprises next year, 2026.
I don't think
2026 it's going to happen.
Even opposition the same Raila can still vie for the president.
He's going to vie for president.
That man is too old for that.
Nobody is old.
Hey, achieve. Haya, DP alisema akiaddress alisema wewe Sasa wewe huwezi ambia watu wasikuje kwangu ati huwezi ambiana ati mtu hata musician kwa club yako watu wasifanye nini wasikuje kunya wapo waende another club. Now I'm going to summon 500 musicians.
Pesa atatoa wapi?
Now let me tell you something mwambie ajaribu aone
500 musicians.
Mwambie ajaribu. Yes, ni mwanaume, si ndio? Na mimi kindiki sitaki nikujie. Mimi sina ubaya
lakini umeongelea about pesa natoa wapi? Right?
Pesa najua ako nazo lakini
kumbuka
as a musician, as an entertainer, you have to make a choice. Uliona vile nani aliapologize? Samido. Samido he did apologize.
Ai, nyinyi watu wa Mrima shida iko.
Arego kumbuka once kifo ya mwanamuziki inakuanga kuingia politics.
That's true.
Yo unaua career yako vizuri sana.
Completely limited. And that's what I'm telling you, Arego. He will try. Na wale watakuja wale walishanga kitambo ngoma zao zihit. So he has got nothing to lose.
Thing one, unless anataka ku upgrade the upcoming artist watafika 500, but they already know now fiki 500. That's thing one to note. Thing two, the deputy president is now labeled as Mr. Moneybag. Every now and then he's now following the footsteps of the president of the Republic of Kenya, you know, against chapter 6 of the constitution act yenye nasema like public servant afai kuengage kwa arambes but the deputy president have been engaging in arambes, you know. Na every arambe the deputy president ameattend, remember, anatoa meter over meter, and every MP amefollow deputy president anatoa over 100k. Unaona hiyo over 100k. So far according to statistics zenye zilikuwa established, inasema deputy president already ashapatiana pesa inatosha ngapi? 50 meters, chief.
50
million Kenyan shillings in this dilapidated economy.
Let me ask you something. Na nitauliza hii swali. There are projects all over this country. Ambazo zimesimama.
Incomplete,
Talk about Mau Summit. Talk about this road ya kwenda hadi Nyeri. Imesimama. Talk about, there are so many projects. There's a hospital over there in Kabete, Kabete Barracks. Ilisimama. Wayakiwe ilisimama. Where is this money coming from? Ya kupeana peano ovyo.
That's the question juu wanasema it's not even coming from the treasury. Yenye atuko sure kama inatoka.
And when Gashago, you remember when Gashago talked about NIS? National Intelligence Security. I was talking about how the president is being given money in cash, in bags. That is the money he's the one giving out there. In the Arambis.
Na ina raise question because easy places zenye easy pesa zinatolewa ni zile places the government ama the president ama the coalition, the ruling coalition wako na rift. Kiambaa, Githunguri, hizo places ndio akienda nasema naibu wa rais milioni sijui ngapi anatoa.
Let me ask you something manze. Should we keep quiet about this? Are we supposed to keep quiet about this?
Kwanza
think we should.
Why should we keep quiet?
These regimes rotten.
No man, you speak up.
We should speak out bana.
Today
Because
wewe kama unakufa kufuata tent yako.
Why should we keep quiet about
today might be hot, tomorrow it might be cold.
No.
Talking about corruption because you're going to engage yourself.
You know, there are some people who say that we as Kenyans, we are mad because we are not involved in corruption, or rather we have not been involved.
But that's true.
We are mad because we are not part of it. We're not part of it.
But that's true.
So if we were part of the corruption, then we wouldn't be complaining and maybe advocating for free corruption.
I think for us Gen Zs, we are not even interested in corruption. Our main fight ni kuhakikisha.
But I think Gen Zs are also corrupt. Kwa sahi mnaona vijana wanakimbilia hizo post lakini acha wapewe. Unajua watashtuliwa na pesa.
Let me tell you something, I think we have a generation that is embracing integrity.
For now.
Yeah. Not for now. It was very evident on June 25th. Whereby people died. People protested. And we were fighting.
Where is Samuel Makure? Where is he now?
It's about interest. Chief, it's always about interest.
Where is he?
Your interest. First thing in interest yako.
No.
Fight for yourself. That's Kenya tumeonyeshwa.
Kama
like unaona huyu jamaa Kibaso. Man, Kibaso is going to be in the next government. right now ana fight venye anaweza ingia hapo. That's why aliwaletea inject party. Maybe kutakuwa na MCAs. Hawa ndio watatumia kama the bargaining powers. Unaona? So unaona this most of the youths the interest ni hawajapata hiyo nafasi. But immediately wamepata watafathom ile interest yao ile kitu walikuwa na man. Hata wewe unaweza
I think we need to change the system. The moment we change the system, that's it. We are going to we are going now to nurture new mindsets of integrity, corruption-free environment and society. Bro, that's it. We still have hope. People like Kina Hanifa. Yeah? She's a good Somali girl.
Wow.
Sindio?
I don't know about that, Chief.
You ever seen a Somali girl?
I don't believe in those people.
But I think everyone is fighting for his own benefit.
Yeah.
No, not for their own benefits. Come on.
Buddha,
the inspiration behind it, let me tell you something. The inspiration behind it, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of courage to come out and say, no, this is wrong. When everybody else is hiding, when there's so much abduction all over the place.
I think...
how many people do you think came out?
If you talk about 2025... finance bill. It was 2024.
Yeah.
2024. I think the best betrayer is Samuel Makure. Where is he now?
The biggest.
No, I think
if you talk about the energy applied.
Samuel alikuwa anajipatia highlight. Alikuwa anakuja kwa live.
If you talk about the amount of energy applied, where is Samuel Makure right
but
now?
he apologized. He came
apologized to what?
What is apology?
Kwa former PM.
Apology of betrayal?
See, ali apologize. Akasema I know si mbaya yeye, si ODM is the party. Si ako ODM, hiyo ni party yake. But now venye nani alilay out on his apology, Kebaso venye alilay out on Makure apology, alikuwa anasema some of us have taken the mistake or have gone further kupiga picha na politicians, so let's forgive them. The following day after 3 days akarudi kupiga picha. I don't know kama kupiga picha na rais ndo baya ama kupiga picha na opposition chief.
Kunenzi alikuwa na hii wing ya Oscar Sudi na niambia kutembea na
of course he was walking around with
the Timba XO guy.
There was a time he was identifying with ODM. Is he still part of ODM?
He's part of ODM.
He's part of ODM. He's our
but
ODM member.
Immediately after the finance bill, he was rolling with the Timba XO guy.
Okay. After BBG. After BBG.
Okay.
Broad-based government or bread-based government, depending on your perception.
Jesus, man.
And I hear rumors that standing for Kasarani MP
against Karuri.
Unajua hapo apata.
Arudi nyumbani bana.
Kula zero. This guy, first of all, there's no sign of him being like having an independent mindset whereby he can think of himself.
Man, you are describing that right now because during finance bill 2024 mulikuwa mnasema Makure is the new Tomboya.
Because he expressed some courage.
It was
because of the big English
Makure,
hiding against the police officers.
That time, let me tell you something. In an environment whereby there's chaos, there's intimidation. Chaos, intimidation. And a young person comes out and stands out amongst the many, okay? And says, no, this is wrong. And he points out corruption, he points out the injustice in society. That is a hero enough, Yeah. And maybe from there on now, maybe some things changed. He was approached by the government. Maybe the parents also
told him,
the parents
Chief,
were like, you know what, my son, stop wasting your time with these young people. Watakulisha.
I want you to believe this.
You will die of hunger.
I met Samuel Makure, I think it was last year, December. I was with Samuel Makure. And that guy is flossing money. He came with around 50 men. Was it 50? I'm not sure. But he came with some big men.
Let me ask you something.
So it's already getting money.
So money is...
The bag is there.
The bag is
the next Mr. Moneybag.
Makure, we need to do a little bit of research. Who is he, first of all? Like, what does he do for a living?
I think purposely, now we know very well Makure ni musician. Thing one, you know that.
Really? A musician?
Yes. Kaskazini. Si hiyo ndo jina yake ujui? We know that. Another thing, this guy alikuwa influencer during the 2024 revolution. Unaona? So also that one bought him.
Before 2024, do you know him?
before that we were dancing to his tunes or maybe
Really?
other
philanthropist.
yeah. So every person builds his own tyranny.
But that guy, I think he was rich before because he was just
Dressing
exchanging
in
No,
suits.
just-
suits.
I mean
Expensive
like
one.
hakuna watu walikuwa wanasema alienda kuchukua suti za babu yake sasa anakuja
Oh my
kwa-
God.
Sababu
wow.
hazikwangi
Eh?
fit, man.
Eh? Si
Hapo
alienda
naye nimechomea.
akafinya alienda akafinya bana
Haya, my guys, now according to research yenye tuliona jana,
Yeah.
tunaongelea about debt yenye watu wamedefault.
Yeah.
Like debt, unajua debt imetu affect sisi wote, the African
As a
nations,
country.
as a country. But now jana nilikuwa na PS Susan Mageni akiongelea about the hustler fund debt na default, ambapo walisema like the defaulted amount is 6 billion. Wakenya wamekata kulipa 6 billion. Maybe among us that because some of us are saying like Raila Odinga promised us 6k, so when they got the opportunity to receive that amount at the beginning, they never paid back.
How much did you receive
Who?
wewe
Mimi?
Yeah.
I think mimi nilipata 800 ya kwanza, then nikaenda 1200. I paid, man. I'm amongst the 9 million Kenyans who are still borrowing from Hustler Fund.
Okay. So you are eligible
Wow.
to borrow.
Yeah, it's kind of working, but now the CS was saying like if the 6 billion is not paid, according to CS, was it launched in 2022? Yes.
Yeah.
25 million Kenyans enrolled to the project and they cooperated. Unaona? Then after 2 years, amongst 25 million Kenyans, only 10 million Kenyans walirudisha pesa. Unaona? So wanasema they are getting it hard to continue lending Kenyans or upgrading them to the next limit because wako na deficit.
First of all nataka kujua hivi unajua hii government ni kama wakianzia hii kitu wakufanya research. I mean before Hustler Fund there was Tala sindio?
No, those are private.
Ni private ndio
SMEs.
lakini it's a similar thing. It's not different.
So
Is it different? Kuna tofauti kubwa sana.
kuna tofauti.
Kama Tala tumewaosha na hao wengine wanaitwa aje?
Umeosha Tala chief?
Nimeosha Tala mimi.
Uko CRB?
Tala branch.
Tala branch hizo tumeosha hizo zote.
Nyinyi sasa ndio
ni
mna affect economy ya
kama
country.
sasa ni
Imagine hizi small lenders pia defaulters wako wengi.
ndio hivyo.
The number of defaulters is growing daily in the Republic of
you
Kenya.
mean they could not learn from that before they came up with this program?
What's the reason why the amount, the number of defaulters are increasing in the Republic of Kenya every day? Like leo over 1 million wamedefault. Walikuwa nafaa kulipa leo lakini wamedefault hiyo Tala, wamedefault hiyo Hustler Fund, wamedefault hizo. What are the causes?
I think the interest charged is a bit higher. Ni 10% ama?
Exactly because
It's a bit
kama hiyo Hustler Fund wewe
Bro,
ulichukua ulianzanga na 500.
wewe ulianza na 500. Mkenya
Ukiona like tuseme like you take 1 million for a loan of a business interest ni 100k.
Leave 1 million
Imagine.
because the reason why I'm saying leave 1 million is because those are like big chunks of money. Unanielewa?
Yeah.
These defaulters most of them it's pity cash. Sindio? 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 pesa kidogo
na
30,000.
mbona hawezi lipa?
Sindio? It's because now you understand mtu ambaye anakopa 10,000 ile biashara anaenda kufanya biashara ina gani? First of all, this Hustler Fund unapeana pesa ngapi? 500 ni pesa unaweza fanya biashara
Hiyo
gani?
ilikuwa pocket money, you get that.
Yeah.
They came up with a story sijui kuna mtu huko Eldoret alichukua 500 akanunua kuku moja. Walikuwa na highlight story yake. Na side the farmers so many chickens.
Kwani
Ni kama the government wanatumianga watu for PR purpose. Unaona?
alafu
They're
kuna
selling the
example
PR.
ingine ni kuku tu. Saa zote ni
See,
kuku.
because the president alikuwa anauza kuku
Yeah,
before.
it's a cooked nation.
Yeah,
So
because
ni kuku.
because now Prezo pia alikujanga akasema yeye alikuanga anauza kuku.
But that's true.
Na huko si western. Na unashangaa. Sasa kuku saa zote kuku ai.
So
Man,
What's
me
so special about
personally naona the reason why defaulters wana increase especially au wenye wameboro like 10k or 5k wakiboro wanaenda kuboost business yao, right? But now ukifika pale customers man wamepungua. Unajua si kila Mkenya anapata chakula mara mbili. You know? Mwana dina depend from like back in ghetto one will say like mi nikipata sapa it's okay for the day I can survive, right? Because sapa ndio cha muhimu, man kulala njaa ni noma. Others also goes without it. Man, you're laughing, it's serious.
Wajua nafikiria nini? Kuna mtu alichukua hiyo punch kwenda kuanzisha busy. Lakini akaenda akaangalia hivi akaona
sasa au watu
500 ni credit.
Hiyo ni pesa. Tingwa cha kweli maybe alikosa namna hiyo siku.
Akasema acha inipite na hii.
I think sasa ni kutafa hadi token ya so moja I think ni 2 units.
Tu inakupeleka siku ngapi?
Tu labda kama una kitu kwa nyumba.
Inategemea, unajua inategemea na unajua
kama unakanga
Kenya Power wanafanyanga hizi vitu zinaitangwa aje? Discrimination ya power. Like different places they charge them different prices.
Wallahi.
Yeah, they quote different prices for different places. So kama unaishi Runda, so inakupeleka siku moja. Hata si siku moja, 2 hours.
Sasa guys, jana PS alishindwa kujibu wa MP kuhusiana na Hustler Fund. Alishindwa kabisa totally. Na kaulizwa ndio tupate hizi 6 billions back. What should we do to ensure that we get this 6
last time I heard about Hustler Fund, a CS talking about the Hustler Fund, that was Oparanya. Na alikuanga anatishia watu. Anamwambia, "Hey, we shall come for you."
Sasa hiyo ndio option.
Sasa niambie, hiyo time bracket, time period, hiyo ilikuanga ni after
amepointiwa kama CS wa SMEs and
a few months ago. Mwaka ijeisha. Sasa CS ni mwingine. Sasa hebu niambie hata kama ni wewe uko hapo.
Like the PS na PS wake. So PS vile jana alikuwa anaongea. You see your suggestion Aparanya alikuwa anasema. PS alikuwa anasema like now we need to implement a law. Yenye because alikuwa anasema challenge to get those dough back ni law. So we need to implement a law to allow us kuendea hizi mapesa ma defaulters.
But Hustler ni kitu imekuja juzi mbona wanakuja wajifanye wakali kuliko Tala? Waulize Tala.
Ni government initiative.
Kumbuka Tala ilifika pale penye wana contact watu wako. Oya, Arego hajalipa deni. Mwambie alipa ama ni wetu kujia.
So you want the government
they were sending some scary messages.
You know, the reason as to why they were doing that is because they cannot go against the law. I think in the kwa constitution kuna kwanga na hizo laws different laws that they themselves as much as pia tumechukua pesa yao as much as pia tumewaosha kuna limit there are boundaries they cannot cross some boundaries. Unanielewa? Hata kuna when these people call you also there's a way they can call you and you can also choose to sue them. Unanielewa? So that is why Oparanya or maybe the people who are responsible for the Hustler Fund, they are going the law way, the policy way, so that they can come up with a policy or a law that can help them retrieve back their money. Yeah? So the only way they can do it is through that way.
Okay, implement that. Remember, wali disburse.
Otherwise, tumewaosha tu hivi.
Mpaka 2025. Wame disperse like 63.7 billion na yenye imerudishiwa kwa government ni 53 billion. You know that. So the MPs walimwambia chief, mkiendelea kudisperse hizi pesa mnapatia na loan, not sisi tutasink kwa debt. Na sasa hiyo unaona economic situation venye iko, sisi tutasink. And talking of debt man, tackle debt in the whole of Africa. Venye vitu zimekuwa zikifanyika. About you see first when you utu affect sana about hizi debts zenye zina increase ama about mambo ya economy kuwa tough. Hapa tunafaa kublamingi IMF, World Bank na WTO. Unaona? Because ukikumbuka story ya Finance Bill 2024 ulisikia kama IMF ilikuwa involve kwa hiyo story, right? Walikuwa naambia Kenya it's a must to pass this law after ilikuwa cancelled. Remember after president alitoa bill.
Do you mind explaining to me IMF as a financial institution under what terms do they give out their loans and why is it that young people were so much opposed to them?
Young people are opposed to IMF because hizi ni terms zenye wao wenyewe wamebuild on the terms on how they're going to give out the loans to African states or
an agreement.
Unajua first IMF iliformiwanga in 1944 after World War II, I mean after petitions za Africa, so waliform hii institution help in mambo ya uchumi, especially in Latin America, Africa and Asia, unaona. So that's why we'll come up na this institution ya IMF and World Bank to support African states. So wenye bado wamebaki kwa tangle ni Africans na Latin Americans, hao ndio wanachukua advantage yao. And then everywhere, hata kwa these central banks of these nations of Africa na Latin America, every institution, even time ya kudraft any finance bill, utapata moja there is a representative from IMF and World Bank. Hao ndio wanakusaidia. Like these people, it's a must they poke their nose into the happening of every country, especially in Africa. That's why unapata they give
the third world countries.
Yes. So wanasema if you find out like IMF wana come out na kuambia your economy is doing better. No chief, it's not doing better. You know,
benefiting from
they're benefiting from it, and wananchi wanalia. See the situation right now in Kenya, overtaxation. Why? Because the bills zenye zilikuwa introduced to vitu zingine. Imagine passport ilitolewa from the 32 page ilitolewa from 4500 to 75, hizi vitu zingine zimeongezewa hizi. It's because IMF walisema lazima mfanye hivyo, muongeze hivyo to cap the debts. Now you people are trying to fight hard to cap the debt, mmalize hizo debts, na bado mna enlarge debts zenyu zina increase. Na now mtu mwenye anapatikana na gharama kubwa ambaye anapata the heavyweight is now the president and his government, because nobody cares about IMF. People are caring about the government. You're failing us. We don't know about IMF. We know the president. For example, we know William Ruto.
And I will say this again.
I
will say this again and again. We have a generation that is very enlightened. Because if ungeuliza mzazi wako IMF, angekuuliza ile banki nakwanga pale tao pale pale Koinange Street imeandikwa I&M. Yani wanachanganikiwa na I&M na IMF. Si mimi najua. Sindio? Because I'm telling you, the same person, was it a young guy in France that alifichwanga historia JKIA inataka kupeana kwa Adani.
Alikuwa anaitwa nimesahau jina yake. I know that
it's a Luya name, right? Yeah. We have very patriotic young enlightened people, educated young people. They have information. They know the repercussions of some actions. Unanielewa? And I was so amazed by that. I was so amazed by all of that is happening.
Why should we deny Adani the tender while the same Adani alipewa tenda ya Tanzania airport? Na ukiona Tanzania airport is one of the best in Africa. Mbona sasa ikifika pande,
unajua why alikuwa I can't explain this better.
The problem is not being given, but how were they given? How were they given the contract? Why is it that it was not on the public,
and remember also by then
domain?
Hiyo scandal ikitokea, Adani had a case maju, right? So Kenyans were convinced, you're talking about social media. Kenyans were convinced like this person is corrupt, hatuwezi fanya shughuli.
The case came later. You remember that? The case came later.
Sasa
and the contract was not on public domain. We have financiers here in the country, people who can do that. We have Kinanjimi Wanjigi. They can do that. Bro, why is there's no transparency? The problem is, I feel like the president has good intentions for the country. Ndio. Wewe ukimsikiza vile anaongea, you can tell the president has good intentions for the country.
Other powers.
The problem is there's no transparency. He wants to do it in his own way. But we have a law in this country. We have a constitution to follow. That's the problem.
We chief nikuulize, mtu kama William Ruto ukimwambia afanye kwa way yake atafanya?
Afanye?
Bila law. You are giving William Ruto to perform without a law. Wewe utaikuwa unaishi Kenya? Tukue tu.
But the thing is, logic. The thing, let me tell you something. If he is able to do it in a way, hata kama hatafuata sheria, for him, it doesn't matter. As long as he does what? It's done. That's how I see him. Mimi nikimwangalia hivi anaona, I want to solve the problem that Kenya has right now. But provided it's done.
I think the president akona intention. I still maintain this. The president akona intention. And every African head of state akona intention.
Till when?
But they have the intention. But kuna factor. that is coming from the West countries and the colonies. Unaona, we've talked about MF, we've talked about World Bank, we've talked about WTO. These people are still controlling the economy.
Let me ask you, Arego.
These people are still outlining vitu zenye wanataka ifanyike na hiyo economy iendelee. Na ndio iendelee, the government inaendelea kuboro. Unajua Kenya watu wanalilia sana ni nini? Pesa. That's the thing. Pesa, economy.
Arego, let me ask you something. How many democratic states do you know in Africa? Like, whereby you can say democracy is working in Africa?
South Africa? Yeah. Kenya? Yeah. Chief, hey.
In East Africa?
In East,
let's say, for example, in East Africa. Let's not talk about the Sahel. Sahel is messed up.
Acha nikuambie, democracy in Africa is just an illusion. Because every time it goes to an
Kenya
election...
is the biggest democracy in Africa.
Chief, there is nothing like that. There is nothing like that. Democracy.
Are you convinced democracy is the only system of government that can work?
No. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Haiwezi fanyika.
Is it not working? Is it are we not do you not see dictatorship working in Rwanda very well?
But dictatorship is
working. It's working
In Rwanda.
But it depends.
But it's not working in Uganda.
Yeah,
it's not working in Uganda,
it
right?
was not working in Cameroon.
Yeah.
It depends.
It's working in Tanzania, right?
Yeah.
Hey, ya Tanzania tujui kama ni dictator half.
In Tanzania I see something cooking.
No, Tanzania is dictatorship. Guys, let's be honest.
Sasa mimi nataka kuwawacha hivi, ama kuambia hivi kuhusiana na mambo ya debt na Africa. In 1987 kwa address ya AU. Africa by then walikuwa na debts mingi. So kulikuwa na president wa Burkina Faso. Alikuwa anaitwa Thomas Sankara. Akiaddress the AU head of states, alikuwa anawaambia, now we are in debt. We are indebted. We need not to be forgiven these debts, but we need to default them because we don't have money. And these people colonized us. So these ones tunatumia kama zawadi wametupatia. Unaona? That's what alikuwa anasema. Unaona? And then kulikuwa na this writer, Damiso Samoyo from Zambia, alikuwa anasema dead aid. Like the West and the MF na hizi vitu zote wanatupatia hizi aids ndio waendelee kutunyonya. Yeah. So but right now venye ulisema the generation of right now, sisi tumesema chief, hata kama sisi ni mang'ombe, I know hakuna mang'ombe kwa Kiswahili, hata sisi ni mang'ombe, mshatukamua, mtakamua maziwa, mmalize maziwa mpaka muingie muanze kukamua damu. It's now too much.
But I think colonization is still working in Africa.
But
in a software.
We can still finish wrapping up on this.
Yeah.
I want as an African people, as an African continent, the AU, the African Union had a dream. I don't know what conference was that, but we had a dream of a free, borderless Africa, whereby we could do business.
Bwana kuna kitu kama hiyo inaweza happen.
United States of Africa.
kama sasa hiyo wabunge wa Tanzania ndio wamezusha.
And that's the white people they succeeded in dividing us, divide and rule.
No, the problem is that
we are going.
I think we are jealous of each other.
Nah, that's let me ask you, what was the difference between the TESO of Kenya and Uganda?
Man, I don't know the difference. Ask me about the difference between the Padwala of Uganda and laws in Kenya.
No, it's the systems that they created amongst us. They differentiate us, but we are the same. Bro, I left here.
So Africans are Africans?
Africans are Africans.
Yeah.
We are not different.
No,
we came from Congo, by the way.
Yeah, we are from Congo.
We are from Congo. You might go to Congo, and you will hear a similar language.
I'm speaking about the Bantu.
Bro, Meskiza, you are
from Sudan.
Yeah. When you go to Sudan,
Gazelle.
you will be surprised that there are people over there who will speak a language that you will kind of understand because you are Luo. I go to South Africa, and you hear South Africans speaking in language. Some of them are even like ni kama ni Kiswahili. Unanielewa? We are one.
But hiyo kitu easy happen. You know why it can never happen?
We need to fight. We need to fight
the
it to
leaders
happen.
Chief, what
Kama sio hivyo, hatutaitoka kwa hii shida.
Imagine you talking about hiyo kitu ifanyike na now the former president of Congo, Joseph Kabila, anaended na M23 on the warfare zenye inaendelea. Ana partner na watu wa Rwanda go against the government. And remember those are his people.
No, in this Africa is a funny continent. why am I saying this?
The only way is for us to unite. So guys, let's wrap up this one. So the only solution for us as Africa, in order for us to get ourselves from this ditch of debt, tribalism and economical problems, we are going to other countries in Europe and they are calling us monkeys. We need to unite as Africans. No matter where we are in this world, we need to activate the Pan-Africanism spirit, whereby we love each other as
The
black
Malema
people.
spirit.
Yeah. Whether in South Africa, whether in Jamaica, whether in Europe, whether in the UK, the black Americans, we need
the
to
Malema
come together
spirit.
and love each other.
The Pan-Africanism theory can never work. Why am I saying this?
Guys,
This
you
is
guys are
because,
negative.
Aye. But
You
it
guys are
can't work.
You guys are
If-
negative.
hey.
Bro,
Do you
we
know
need
that,
black power, bro.
Do you know that airlines cost is very expensive in Africa?
Of course, because we don't have
It's
as
very,
many
very-
people who are traveling using
hiyo ni
airline.
lame reason sasa.
Yeah?
Chief, hiyo hapana, hiyo hapana.
People are traveling.
Hey, people are traveling bwana. Every day,
Because
wewe
now-
kama una pesa una. Wewe
Hapana,
wengine na
sikiza,
safari.
let's be honest.
Yeah.
Kutoka hapa hadi Ethiopia ni ngapi?
Very, very
Yes,
expensive.
100k.
100k.
Kutoka hapa hadi kwenda Berlin. Same price.
But if you check when in America, moving from one state to the other, it's so cheap.
Lesser. Si ndio?
Guys, thank you for the moment. Thank you for the time. We've discussed much.
Hatuwezi maliza hii
We talked it.
kitu bana.
Tutaimaliza hii shughuli, tutakwambia wewe kama una pesa, wewe sema tu una pesa. Don't
Hapana,
talk of the
sikiza, so many
pricing.
people out there. Hata
Imeisha.
niliona wanataka kuleta ndege ati mahali unaweza simama hivi umeshikilia hivi kama siti hapa. Atiza
ufike.
kuna unaweza shikilia nini?
Thank you guys for watching Nairobi podcast. This is our first episode. Remember to subscribe and share. By the way, weka notification tuki-upload our next episode unaipata immediately. Nite Arego na of course my boys ule huko mwisho ana pesa ya
Fadhil Mula. Pesa zenyewe hapa.
na boys amekuwa ametulia chini. Yenyewe ukikuwa mahali wewe ni mgeni unakipewa kitu hivi.
Mgeni lazima
Concentrate kwa TV.
angalia rada vile kuna.
Lazima usome.
Thank you chief. Bwana si ukumbushe hata jina next time.
Manze, I'm so happy to be here. Na nimependa vibe.
Karibu sana.
This is home.
Yeah.
Asante.
This is
Asante
Daktari
sana.
Darish. You can follow me on all platforms.
Asante.
Asante, shukran.
Karibu
Till next
tena.
time. Dango.